Hey guys, this is Tom, and here we are for another sealed M12 daily event. One of the last few events we're going to have a chance to play before the MOCS Season 9 Championship this Sunday. So we should be deck building in just a minute, and we'll see you there. Okay, here we are for deck building. Let's just take a quick look at what we've got in each color. In green we have some Llanowar Elves, we've got a Plummet, Double Giant Spider, we have an Acidic Slime, Vastwood Gorger, Sacred Wolf, got an Arachnus Web, looks like Double Plummet. Okay, we've got a Scepter of Empires, we have Double Manolith, and an Elixir of Immortality. So, I mean, green has a decent number of creatures, a little bit of removal, nothing too incredible, no real bombs. In red we've got Arsonist, we have Piker, we have Double Warpaint, we've got Act of Treason, Manic Vandal, Lightning Elemental. So we do have a Chanter's Outrage, we have Double Bang Chuckers, Lava Axe, and we do have a Volcanic Dragon. So, red looks okay. Really all we have going for red is the Chanter's Outrage. So hopefully we can, see some other interesting color combinations here. In black we've got a Tormented Soul, we have, Dark Favor, Bloodseeker, Sorin's Thirst, Warpath Ghoul, Cemetery Reaper. We have a Call to the Grave, Drifting Shade, Zombie Goliath, and a Sengir Vampire. So the black is kind of interesting. I mean, Call to the Grave and Cemetery Reaper is a pretty fun combo. For blue, we have, Merfolk Looter, Coral Merfolk, Mana Leak. We have a Phantasmal Image. Double Looter. Okay, that's pretty impressive. Divination. Let's see, what else? Redirect. Actually, I do like Redirect. It's a very nice trick in this format. Double Frost Breath. Okay. Got a Skywinder Drake. Alright, let's have a look here. Double Cancel. Double Cutthroat. Alright. And double Aven Fleetwing and a Bell Tower Sphinx. So, we have two looters, which is a very nice, combination. We've got the Phantasmal Image, we have some Frost Breath, some Ice Cage, so blue actually looks pretty decent. Still no real bombs, but that's okay. In white we have Double Alabaster Mage, the Stormfront Pegasus, we have a Pacifism. Okay, looks good. So far so good. Divine Favor. Looks like two Divine Favors and the Pacifism. We have a Griffin Sentinel, an Armored Warhorse, an Oromancer. Guardian's Pledge. We do have a Serra Angel and an Aegis Angel. So these are kind of, like the biggest of bombs we've seen so far. Salt Griffin. Okay, so the white looks pretty good. Now, one of the interesting setups we have here is we have two Divine Favors and we have two Goblin Warpaints. Those are actually a pretty nice combo with Goblin Bang Chuckers. It's a little slow, but if you do end up pairing the enchantments, the auras, with the Goblin Bang Chuckers, they actually essentially kill anything given enough time. Or most smaller creatures, I should say. But, so I'm not sure if it's worth looking at that option. The red just might be too weak in general to even try that. So, we have the Call to the Grave and the Cemetery Reaper combo in black, which is pretty fun. We've got like a Warpath Ghoul, Zombie Goliath. The rest of the black is not too exciting. I don't know that we have enough to really justify playing it. Like the green we have, is pretty average. We do have a little bit of removal in green. We've got like the Acidic Slime, we've got the Plummets, the Arachnus Web, a few decent creatures. Also, like Divine Favor plus Sacred Wolf is a nice combo. 4/4 right there, and then we've got a little bit of later game stuff. So I think the color that we're definitely playing is going to be white, just because we have we have the best bombs in white. I mean, Call to the Grave is definitely a bomb, and Cemetery Reaper can become a bomb also, but I don't know that we have enough black to really support it. So the question then is, do we pair the white with the black and try to just kind of do like a Call to the Grave sort of combo? I don't know that we do, just because it doesn't really combo so well with all the white creatures we have. However, we could also look at running like the white-blue, for instance, which might be a little less bomb heavy, but at the same time it might be kind of like a more powerful deck overall, just because we have the looters to really power it. So let's have a look at the white-blue real quick here. What you want to really be considering is you want to consider the curve as you're building your deck, and from the curve we're putting together here, like we have some nice early game in white. We've got a few of the late game here, just a tiny bit of the 4-drops. So what I'd like to explore what the red-white would look like, and also what the blue-white would look like. Okay, so if we play red, our 4-drop slot is actually not too bad. I mean, we've got some few things there. All right, let's see. I'm just going to move some cards around just so we can have a look. So, okay, if we play the... All right. We'll move the blue over here for a moment and just see what we're looking at. So if we were to consider the red-white, and I don't think the red-white's going to end up being what we are actually going to play, but it's always good to just take a look at it and see how it actually pans out. Then we are looking at how many cards here? Okay. So this is 31. I mean, we're probably not going to be playing the Elixir main deck. We might, but I mean, we're probably not. Oh, and let's take out the extra green here. So this is 27. This deck is fairly aggressive. Like, we might play the Lava Axe, we might not. Maybe not. We probably aren't going to play, both Divine Favors and 2 War Paints. That's just too many enchantments for, this many creatures. Let's see, we don't have any Bloodthirst, so we don't really need the Scepter so much. Manalith is... It's okay in this deck. We're probably going to run maybe like 1 Manalith. So then we have, the Manic Vandal, which we could potentially board in, or just like not run the Manalith. So now we're down to 23. 15 creatures. This is a lot of enchantments, but we do have an Auramancer. We've got the Bang Chucker combo. So, this might be fine. I mean, this is one interesting look at a deck. I don't know that this is going to be the best option we have, just because the other colors might be a little bit better. But I think if we were to play red, this is probably the direction we would go. We might consider running Pledge if we have more of like a white-blue shell or something like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and take the red and sort of put it to the side for a minute, just so we can look at it a little bit more if we decide to go back to it. And let's take a quick look at the white-blue. So like in blue we have, considerably more action. We've got the Divination, we have the Fleet Wings, we've got a little bit more of an Air Force. We have the Cutthroat. I like Cutthroat quite a bit just because he really holds the ground quite well. Got the Frost Breaths, we have Mana Leak. We have Redirect if we want to play that spell. Merfolk, Merfolk Looter, 2 Merfolk Looters, like a Skywinder Drake. So this is much more of a very, simple white-blue Skies deck. Probably don't need double Favor here. I mean, Favor is fine, but, we've got Oromancer for Ice Cage, so we maybe just run like 1 Favor. We have, let's see, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We might potentially be able to play like a Guardian's Pledge here. So this is 28 cards. Probably run like 1 Cutthroat. I like the early game, honestly. Not necessarily going to need the Guardian's Pledge. Definitely running the 2 Frost Breaths. There's not as much double color in this deck. I don't think that Manolith is nearly as important in the blue-white shell. Like, we have a few drops that we're trying to get to, but, I think there's more of an even curve, so there's more time to get there. So this is 25. Let's see. Like, what does Divine Favor do for us? It's good on like Pegasus or like the Drake or the Griffin. Honestly, though, or Coral Merfolk, I think that the Divine Favor is probably a better board card for this kind of deck. I mean, if we see, opposing flyers, then we can consider bringing it in. But, so this is a pretty good shell here. This is 24. We've got the Divination, the Mana Leak. Might cut 1 more card, but this is just a pretty straightforward blue-white air superiority deck. We've got the lifelink with the Alabaster Mage and all that nonsense. So, I'm not sure if this deck is going to be better than like the red-white with the Bang Chucker combo, because I mean the Bang Chucker combo is definitely an interesting build. It's something that looks like it could really work quite well. Okay, so we'll move the blue to the side for a moment, and let's take a brief look at the green, which is also, I think, a decent setup. So I think it's going to be probably not running the rest of this blue. Okay, so if we were to play the green, we've got to be kind of fast here because we're running short on time. We probably run one of the Plummet's Main, the Gorger, the Acidic Slime, both Spiders, Sacred Wolf, both Llanowar Elves. In this deck, we would definitely run Divine Favor, just because it's so good on Sacred Wolf. So this is 21, a little short. We might be able to, throw in like a Manolith, but I mean now we have like too much mana fixing and not enough to do. I mean, Giant Spider's a nice card, but it doesn't really. I don't think this deck goes far enough. It just doesn't have enough going on. So yeah, we're probably not going to run the green. Okay, so I like the blue or the red. If we decide to go with the red, let me just take one more look at the red. How does this deck operate? Basically, this deck plays Bang Chuckers. We've got Outrage, we have, some amount of removal. It runs the War Paints, it runs the Divine Favors. It's 21, here's 22. And I think we can run an extra Manolith in this deck. So this is 23. I mean, I'm really curious to see what Bang Chuckers would do with this much, This could be a really fun deck. That being said, I don't know that it's the best. I think the blue-white is probably a stronger shell just because Frost Breath is such a powerful card, and if we can get the Air Superiority online and just cap their guys down, we can just win. So this is kind of a question of, do you want to have the deck that's, more interesting, more fun, or the more straightforward, probably better deck? And this is interesting. I don't really know what I want to do here. Because in this deck, if we don't see the bang chuckers, we don't have that much game. One of their nice combos, we can actually use the Alabaster Mage or the bang chuckers to gain life and do all sorts of nonsense. But if they shut down our primary card here, we don't have that much going on. We don't really have any removal outside of the bang chuckers. So, okay, we've got 4 minutes. The blue-white deck I think is better, but this deck is more interesting, and we're going to run the red-white just because I want to see what this looks like. Okay, so let's think about this for a moment. We have the Manolith. This is 23. We might even be able to run 2 Manoliths in this deck and just run 24 just for extra threat density. Because if we can power out some of these later drops earlier, we'll have a better chance of staying in the game. This is not really a deck that wants to have Lava Axe. We could potentially run like Elixir of Immortality. And the reason for this is because if we run Elixir and they, kill one of our bang chuckers, we actually have some way of getting back into the game. We can just shuffle it back in. That's not the best reason to play Elixir, but, it's certainly okay. Although I think initially, if we don't see a lot of, removal-heavy decks, I think that we'll prefer to play the Manolith here. So I think we're going to go with both Manoliths. And this looks like a deck that I want to play. 8/8 actually looks correct, I think. We've got the double white early, we have the double red. That looks fine. One of the things, guys, is that, we could play the more simple, straightforward deck, which I think is better. But, part of the point here is to really explore, strategies that you haven't tried before and, see if they're viable. You do always want to win, but at the same time, we're trying to prepare ourselves for this championship. And if we find something that's, a really great strategy, it's good to know about it. So, also it's fun. Anyways, I will see you guys for round 1.